Hello Year 3, and here is your next maths lesson. I hope you enjoyed the fraction challenges that you had yesterday on Wednesday, and Mrs. Barnes might have told you that that was the end of the fractions unit. So today we're going to be starting something new. Okay, here comes the screen. And there we go. So let's start off by writing today's date and Walt, please, at the top of a new page in your book. Pause the recording while you do that. Okay, that was quite a long Walt today, wasn't it? So today we are moving on to addition, okay? And these are written methods. Okay, so we're going on to addition, writing it down. Now, you might remember that before Christmas, we did have an addition and subtraction unit, but that was based on mental addition and mental subtraction. So we're going to be learning how to add and then subtract using column written methods. Okay, so it says use column addition for two 3-digit numbers. So these are numbers that are going to be in the hundreds. So two 3-digit numbers when regrouping is required in the ones column. So have a look at that calculation underneath, which says, how would you solve this one and discuss? So you've got a calculation there of 245 add 132. Who thinks they could do that one in their head? Hopefully yes, because that's not a tricky calculation. So if you look at the ones, the 5 and 2, that would add up to 7. The 10s, 40 and 30 would add up to 70, and the hundreds, 200 and 100 would add up to 300. So the answer to that calculation would be 377. And before Christmas, we did a lot of work on how to use mental strategies to add numbers. What we're going to go on to now is, it says here, we're going to use written methods, and that's called column addition. So what do we mean by addition? Okay, that is adding two numbers together in our calculation. There's lots of other words for addition as well. Can you remember some of those? Good. Let's have a think about what we've learned previously. So we previously learned how to add mentally. However, there are times when it is tricky to add mentally, and a written method may be better. It's a really good way of checking your answers as well. Okay, maybe you can have a think about what additions you could do mentally and which ones you couldn't. So would you always use a written method, or would you always use a mental method of addition? It really depends on the calculation and the numbers that you are being asked to add. Here is some of the language that you need to remember for this unit. There's Colin giving us a little reminder there. So we need to be thinking about our hundreds, tens and ones. We're going to be doing some regrouping. And then this word here, sum. What does that word actually mean? Well, sum is another word for addition. Okay, try not to use it just for to mean a calculation, or let's do this sum. No, we should be saying let's do this calculation, and a sum means to add numbers together. Okay, so here's our place value grid that you should have remembered from before. So we've got our hundreds column, our tens column, and our ones column. And over here, we've got our calculation. What are they asking us to do? Well, this is 45 add 28. Let's check that our place value counters are correct. So 45, 10, 20, 30, 40. And how many ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this number here, 45, is in our place value grid. So we've got 4 tens and 5 ones. And what we're being asked to do is to add 28. Now, it's really important when we were learning how to do written methods of calculation that you set out your calculations in a certain way. So at the top here, you can see our tens and our ones. And then underneath, you need to really make sure that your columns line up. So 45, the 4 is in the tens column and the 5 is in the ones column. And then when we need to add on 28, make sure that the 2 is in the tens column and the 8 is in the ones column, that you haven't shifted 1 over to the side, because then it won't be in the correct columns and it makes it really tricky for your calculation. So make sure you've got your place value headings. This one is just tens and ones, 45, and there's our addition sign, add 28, and then our equal signs at the bottom where we're going to work out our answer. Okay, so let's have a go at answering this question. We've already checked that the tens and ones are correct for 45. So now I need to add in 28. So I need to add in 2 tens. Oh, sorry. One, 2 tens, so there's our 20, and I need to add in 8 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this little question at the bottom here says, what do you notice? Well, hopefully you've noticed that, oh my goodness, look at all those ones in the ones column. We can't have that number of ones in the ones column. So what we need to do is to regroup. So how many ones make a 10? Well, it's 10 of them. So let's see if we can find 10 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So those 10 ones can then be regrouped to make an extra 10 over here. So if I go back to my pen, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ones can then be regrouped into 1 10. So now I can regroup those to make 1 more 10. So my answer is going to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 1, 2, 3. Now I've shown that using the place value counters where the ones can be regrouped to make another 10. If I was showing that in my written method here, so there's the 5 and the 8. I've got the 3 ones left over here for my ones column. And the extra 10 that I have made by regrouping, this extra 10 here, needs to go into the tens column. So I can put that underneath there. So that tells me that I've got an extra 10 here. This is my extra 10 that I made from regrouping those ones. And now when I add up my tens column, my 4 original tens, the 2 10s from the 28 and my extra 10 from regrouping. So now I've got 40, add 20, add 10, or 4 10s, add 2 10s, add 1 10. That makes 7 10s all together. Okay, let's just check that we've understood that. So we started off with 45, we added 28, but then we found we had too many ones. We can't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 ones in the tens column. 13 can then be regrouped into 1 10 and 3 ones. And you can see that 1 10 and 3 ones there in your answer. But my regrouped 1 needs to now go into the tens column. And then when I'm adding my tens column, I can add the 4 10s, 2 10s, and 1 10 to make 7 10s all together. Let's have a look at another example. This one's got 3 digits in it. So I've got my place value headings, hundreds, tens, and ones. It's important that we put those at the top when you're laying out these questions. And I've got my calculation here, 238, add 126. In my place value grid, let's have a look at which one's being represented. 2 hundreds, 3 tens, and 8 ones. So this is 238. And we need to add 126. So I'm going to write that into here first of all. So I've got 238. I need to make sure that my hundreds are in the hundreds column, my tens are in the tens column, and my ones are in the ones column. There's 238. I'm going to add 126. My 1 is in the hundreds column, my 2 needs to be in the tens column, and my 6 in the ones column, because I've got 100, 2 tens, and 6 ones. Really important to make sure that they line up in the right column. So 238, add 126. So let's add 126 on our place value grid. So I'm going to add 100, 2 tens, and 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So at the top there, you can see 238 represented, and at the bottom here, 126. So if I'm now going to do my addition, what do you notice straight away? Goodness, far too many ones in that ones column, so we need to do some regrouping. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to regroup 10 of those ones. There they are. Let's just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 ones can be regrouped to make 1 10, which goes into my tens column. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 ones that will remain there. And if you think about 8 add 6 in your ones column, if you had 8 add 6 is 14. So you should be able to see that 1 10 and 4 ones, which make up the 14. So if I was to write that in my column here, 8 add 6, which is what we did here, our original 8 ones, adding the 6, 8 add 6 makes 4 ones in the ones column, and our regrouped 1 10, which goes into the tens column. We can't leave all of those ones there. We regrouped 10 of them to make 1 10. So that's that 1 10 there. I can then move on to my tens column and add up the tens. So that's 3 tens, add 2 tens, and then my extra 1 10 that I've just regrouped. So that'd be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 6 tens in my tens column. No regrouping from the tens, so I can count up my hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 100, 200, 300. I've got 3 hundreds. So my answer is 364. If you have a look at the bottom here, there's my regrouping to make the new 10. So 1 10 and 4 ones. There's my 1 10 and 4 ones. And 8 add 6 is 14. So you can see the 14 represented there. You wouldn't squish the 14 into the ones column. Okay, 14 is 1 10 and 4 ones. So I've got 4 ones and 1 10, which goes here underneath my tens column. Here's another one to have a go at. We've got 343, add 528. Okay, perhaps you'd like to have a go in your books at writing that one out. First thing to do is to make sure you've got your place value headings of hundreds, tens, and ones. And then write in your first number here, which is 343. Your addition sign, and then 528. Okay, perhaps pause the recording one moment while you have a go. Okay, let's see if yours matches mine. So 343. So I need 300, 4 10s, and 3 1s. Did you get those in the right places? I need my addition sign. That's my reminder of the calculation that I need to do. 528. 528. And here it is represented in my place value grid, 343. So I'm going to do this one with the place value counters as well. So 528 is what I need to add. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 500, 20, 10, 20, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Far too many ones in my ones column, so I need to do my regrouping. So I think about what 3 add 8 is. 3 add 8 is 11. I can't squish the 11 into the ones column. I need to regroup that into, did you get it right? 1 10 and 1 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 10 of those ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they could be regrouped into an extra 10 for the tens column. So 1 10 and 1 1 here. So 3 add 8 is 11. 1 10 and 1 1. After I've done that, then I can look at my tens column. 4 10s add 2 10s and the 1 regrouped 10. So that's 40, add 20, add 10, which is 7 10s or 70. And my hundreds, 300 add 500 is 800. The answer was 871. Well done if you got that. Okay, here's one more for you to have a go at. No clues on the board this time. So 209 add 266. What do you need to start with? Place value headings, well done. Okay, then put your numbers into the column addition. Don't forget the add sign. And have a go on your own. Pause the recording while you have a go at that. Okay, let's see if I can do this nice and quickly. Check that you've got the same as me. So first thing I should have started with was my hundreds, tens, oops, and ones. I'm sure yours will be a lot neater than mine. It's quite tricky using the mouse to do this. So 209, 2 in the hundreds column, 0 in the tens column. We need that 0, remember, to be a placeholder. And 9, 209, my add sign. And I'm adding 266. And my lines, they're like big equal signs. So there's 209, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need to add 266. So in your column addition, 9 add 6 is 15. I can't squish 15 into this box here. I need to regroup that into 1 10 and 5 ones. And my 10 goes underneath the tens column, and my 5, because it means 5 ones, goes in the ones column. And you can see the 15 there, 1 10 and 5 ones. Now I can add up my tens column, no 10s and 6 10s and 1 10. So 60 add 10 is 70. And 200 add 200 would be 400. Well done. 475 should be your answer. So no regrouping from the tens and the hundreds. At the moment, we are just concentrating on regrouping in our ones column. Okay, excellent. Well done if you got that. So one more to have a go at. 522, add 348. Okay, look at that 2 and 8 in the ones column already. You know that there's going to need to be some regrouping. Okay, have a go at that one. Maybe I'll do it at the same time as you. So here we go. I need my hundreds, tens, ones, 522. Somebody finished already. Well done. 522, add 300. Oh, sorry. You're definitely going to overtake me now. 348. So my 3 looks very strange as well. So 522, add 348. 2 add 8 is 10. Okay, I can't have 10 in the ones column, so I'm going to regroup to make 1 10 and 0 ones. 1 10 and 0 ones. You can see the 10 there. 2 10s add 4 10s add 1 10. That's going to be 7 10s, or 70. 300 add 500 add 300 is 800. 870. Did you get the same answer as me? Let's just check that one using our place value grid. We've got 348 shown here. That's the second number here. That doesn't matter. So we need to add in 500. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 520. 1, 2, 22. 1, 2. Let's check how many ones we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So all of those need to be regrouped into an extra 10. How many have we got now? Well, we've got no ones, so 0 ones. That's why we've got 0 in our answer column there. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. There's my extra regrouped 10. And 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. So my answer, 870. So here's a few reminders from Colin, things that we need to make sure that we're doing when we're adding our 3-digit numbers. Okay, we need to make sure that we've got our place value headings of hundreds, tens, and ones. We need to make sure that the hundreds line up. So all of the hundreds are in the hundreds column. We need to make sure that the tens line up. So the tens are in the tens column and the ones are in the ones column. Okay, also what we need to remind ourselves here is Coco giving us a little hint. If the column sum is equal to 10 or more, we must regroup. So for this example here, the one we just had, the 2 and 8, if we add 2 and 8, that makes 10. Okay, we can't have 10 in the ones column. We need to regroup that into 1 10 and 0 ones. And then don't forget about adding on that extra 10 when you're adding up your tens column. So we've got 20 and 40 and 10, or 2 10s, 4 10s, and 1 10 makes 7 10s, 70. And then our hundreds, 500 add 300 is 800. Okay, so here are some do-it questions for you to do in your books. There's a little reminder there of your hundreds, tens, and ones place value headings. Make sure you write those for each of the calculations. This one here, answer box first. Okay, still the same calculation, 609 add 179. So there's 4 for you to have a go at there. And then when you're ready, you can move on to your go deep and go deeper. Have a look really carefully at the go deep today. Colin thinks that that calculation is correct. We know that he's probably got it wrong. Can you spot what he has done wrong? Okay, remember we've been really looking at the ones column today. So what's he done wrong? And then the go deeper, always, sometimes, never true. A written method is needed to add 2 3-digit numbers. Make sure you explain your reasoning for that. Well done, everybody. Thank you for listening today and have fun with your maths.